Good morning, Vietnam!
Rise and shine.
It's butt whipping time.
What did you say?
So we need a water break.
You need a water break. Water is for cowards. Water makes you weak. Water is for washing blood off that uniform, and you don't get no blood on my uniform. Boy, you must be outside your mind.
You're able to do drugs during the day and still function, still do your job.
Well, how the fuck else would you do this job? Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
That's the rumor.
You retired too?
Not me. I'm in my prime.
I could give a shit about all that. Excuse my French. I mean, come on. Let's talk about the game.
My nigga.
A wise man's life is based around fuck you. The United States of America is based on fuck you. You're a king. You have an army, greatest navy in the history of the world. Fuck you, blow me.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit.
Life does not stop and start at your convenience, you miserable piece of shit.
Look, you got to shut the fuck up.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Is this live?
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Game On, another episode of Pump the Brakes. Sorry we had to miss y'all last week. Y'all know I was out of town, traveling down in Florida and all that stuff, man. But it looks pretty bad down there already, Steps, with that hurricane blowing through, man.
Yeah, it looks like this one might miss us. So we might get lucky to. Hopefully, we won't take any of the weather on. It's sunny, as you can see. The sun is shining through the window on my beautiful face right now.
It's pretty nice up my way too, man. But how was your week, man? How'd you do this weekend, man? Did you make any money?
I hope B McCormick shows up at some point because I took all of B McCormick's touchdown props. I think they went 2 for 8. So, you know, outside of that, I would have been positive. So it is what it is, you know. That
means you better take that man's touchdown props again this week, then, so you can make it back.
I hope so. Yeah, you know. Hey, he told me he shut books down. He's banned from pretty much everywhere. So I was like, you know what? If he's banned from everywhere, that means, you know, he must be taking people's money. So
he has been hitting some pretty good licks there for the ones he's been putting in, man. I've been watching him a little bit myself, bro. He has been doing pretty well there. Maybe just an off week. These things happen. What's up, Blue? How you doing,
clockwork, sir? Blue like clockwork.
Man. That man coming
there
in.
He is.
There he is. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, it happens, man. He don't hide, man. He don't hide. He comes in here. He knows he heard you. That's all right. We're gonna bounce back this weekend. We beat McCormick. We're gonna get him this.
Well, weekend. I mean, it's just one of those things where it happens. This happens between me and Will all the time in MLB. Like, I hit at a really good rate at MLB, but the minute Will decides, you know what? Oh, he's winning a lot. Let me just play one. It loses,
bro,
every single time.
I can't tell y'all how many bets I have typed out to y'all in the group chat that I go back and delete because I know as soon as I send it to you, I know it's gonna be a loser. I know all y'all are going to tell it. It's all going to be a loser, so I don't even tell y'all. And then when I hear later, you're like, why didn't you tell us? I'm like, well, because y'all would have made me lose, man.
Yeah, like I was giving Will a hard time earlier today because he took the over in the LA-San Diego game. And it's been known that I took the under for a day and a half now. And the fact that I brought it up and told him he's dumb for going against me, he's probably going to win that bet. So take the over. But I'm on the under. Let's ride.
That's right. Hey, you already got in there, man. What's up, NL?
There he is.
Oh, man, there he is. What's up? How you doing, sir?
Hop in real quick, say hello to everyone, and also, I'll be very careful so we don't get in trouble on this channel. My channel of 9 subscribers on YouTube just got the stream that I just did, just got blocked, removed, and I got my first ever warning. Now I have a 3-strike policy. So because
what'd you do, man?
You should have
talked about a certain shot that we aren't allowed to talk about. And just because we got to the topic of vaccines, it immediately flagged it and it pulled it down. And I was that's hilarious. That I didn't even say anything bad. I didn't say. We were just talking, we were having a healthy discussion about certain things in it. And I'm reacting to a video that is currently up on YouTube.
So is it all based off of keywords when you say it, or is there someone that actually reviews the clip?
It's keywords that the algorithm will flag it, and then I don't think with a warning you can challenge, but like if it were from now on, if I do it again, I get a strike, which means I can't stream for like a week or something like that.
You
but
know better to stream that to your uncensored pharmacist to YouTube.
I wanted to try it out.
Well, now you know, and
now I
know.
And yeah, so if God, nine, it's a video that's up on YouTube already. You know what I mean? It's like what?
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, man!
Look, it's like that makes no sense. But hey, by the way, I just want to say that this is why I shout out to Rumble. Rumble, you the real MVP. You guys are great. That's why we stream to Rumble and why Rumble is the best platform, because we can talk about these things that YouTube says no. Licensed pharmacist, you're not allowed to talk about this, and you're not allowed to talk about and react to stuff that we have up on YouTube.
Real quick before we move on, everyone in the chat, go bet the under in the Mets game before it starts. Starts in 2 minutes. I'll explain here in a second, but just want to put that out there. Starts at 5:08.
Boom.
I've been watching Crowder get suppressed for years. Yeah, but that kind of makes sense with the bigger channels and them going after them. It's funny that it's like a channel with 9 subscribers.
You see who that is, Will?
Your buddy.
That's right.
He showed up.
We're going all in this week.
That's right.
Woo-hoo.
We doubling down.
You let me know. You make the list. Let me know.
We doubling down,
and
man.
I'll tell them too.
More
That's
pressure.
crazy, man. I can't believe I'll leave you alone for one stream, man. You go out there doing stuff like that, man.
You know me. I like to poke the bear.
Just a little bit.
But I have to be careful because it's connected to. So although it's not this channel on YouTube, it's under my same profile. So if you get banned on one, you get banned on all of them. So I'll behave.
I mean, at this point, you were reviewing a Tucker Carlson video, and YouTube probably just flags Tucker Carlson. Period.
Well, no, I did. I reviewed it on Saturday night. It's the same video. We just didn't hit that topic. We talked about other things like the Ozempic and stuff. That didn't get flagged. That was fine. His video is demonetized. That's what they do. They demonetize it. You can't make money off of it or anything like that. But the fact that we hit that subject is why it got flagged.
Gotcha.
Which is crazy.
Is that interview on YouTube?
Yeah. That's where we were watching the YouTube video of it. Isn't that insane?
It's all
I know you hate the crazy right wingers sometimes, but I mean, with the censorship stuff, you got to at least admit, Steps, some of this stuff is crazy. It is crazy.
It's crazy because of some of the stuff that's been said. It's crazy both ways. It's a cause and effect, dude. It's not right on
what up,
both.
Buku?
On both
I haven't
ends.
seen you in forever, man. You must
got to
be
find
busy.
a good middle.
I know we do. But anyways, you gentlemen have a good show. I'll be listening in here and there, but we got to go get the daughter from school and stuff like that. So,
well, behave
Good
yourself.
luck on that overbet. I've already said it now, so now you're gonna lose. I might as well just go all in on it just for entertainment value. So he accidentally bet it, you guys. That's what he told me.
Look at there.
I went and just bet things because I thought in my mind, I knew what you said. What up, Bear? It's been forever.
Dude, Bear painted like a semi or something. I saw on X.
Bro, look at that. No, go back to that real quick. Look at that bear on top of the shark, dude, with the machine gun. That
surfing
is
a shark. Bear with a machine gun surfing a shark. Let's go, bro.
Bear, you always have the coolest avatars.
Man, Cub with a slingshot's going to be cooler than the fan when he grows up, man.
It'll be beautiful. All right, boys. Have fun.
All right, man. Yep. Be safe. And what's up, Loki, Patriot, NL? See y'all in here, man. Buku, how you doing, sir? Good to see all of y'all in here this afternoon. Well, Steps, now that we took a little break from sports and Will getting in trouble, having to sit in the corner and everything over in the YouTube world, let's talk a little baseball, man. Exciting stuff going on. First time ever, bro. All these division series tied at 1-1.
That's not surprising either. I mean, I thought that the days off would always, that typically plays an effect on some of the teams. Baseball, these athletes are creatures of habit. So when they get a full week off, like the Dodgers, Phillies, sitting at home, it's just not used to that. And you're better off being like the Mets, who had to play a doubleheader on Monday, turn back around and play a 3-game series against the Brewers. Now they're right in the thick of things in this series with the Phillies, which the Phillies are a hard team to beat in the playoffs. But San Diego, LA. I mean, that's a freaking two giant teams. Like those lineups for both of those teams, crazy. The pitching's crazy. I think all the right teams are in the playoffs, except on the AL side. Guardians are boring, but that division put 3 teams in the playoffs.
Dude, that was a very solid division, man.
Oh, I was so listen. Everybody was so down on that division, and the Twins were the ones who everyone thought was going to win it.
The team that missed the playoffs was pretty damn good too.
I know. So Guardians are a little bit boring. Tigers, you kind of want to pull for them just because of the history of that franchise. And then who else is on the New York? I mean, you either hate them, you love them, but the Royals are giving them fits, man.
Bro, it's kind of fun to see all this, man. I love Tariq Skubal though.
Oh yeah, it's crazy how a pitcher like that can. I mean, I've known about him for a while, but then it's just like all of a sudden it clicks.
He's just like elevated to I mean, he was solid.
You can't hit him. He can't bro. No one can hit him right now. It's been like that all year.
They always told us growing up, man. Righties that threw 95, dime a dozen. You got a lefty that throws 95 plus, bro. That's a golden arm out there, dude. Especially got that nasty breaking stuff too. He's just a beast, man.
Did you see how the Tigers game ended the other night on his start? He went 7 strong innings, no runs scored until the 9th. Guardians closer has allowed 5 runs all year long. Gives up a 3-run bomb.
Oh, I saw it was 3-0.
3-run bomb. I don't even know how many home runs he gave up the whole year. I mean, he's been that lights out. And then Carpenter, who, I mean, he was probably plus 1,400 to hit home run, comes up and hits that in that spot, 3-run shot. So
let's go.
A little concerning though, outside of Skubal and I think Boyd is the other pitcher for them that's pretty good. I'm just not. I don't know.
They send Flaherty away.
They remind me a little bit of the Diamondbacks last year.
Yeah.
Just
I don't
kind
remember,
of scrappy.
Did they send some guys away at the deadline? I don't remember a team that I felt like was a complete seller at the deadline that made a run like this.
Their whole payroll, Detroit's whole payroll is like less than most superstar players. Like it's under 26 million. There's single players out there making more than their entire team.
That's nuts, man.
Manny Machado for sure is making more than that entire team. So
God, I want them to win so bad.
What's the chat saying over here?
Let's see. B. McCormick said, bought a Gibbs jersey and a Motor City Tigs shirt with my wins off Detroit and Dallas last week. Okay. Let's go. We love that, man.
Help, my channel's under attack. We'll fix that for you. Hey, by the way, I was looking at your guys' views. Your videos are getting like 60,000 views. Easy.
We just get on here and talk to the people, man.
That's crazy. I remember when we first started, like it was crazy for 1,000 people to watch.
We're just gonna get on here and hang out with the folks, man. Talk a little sports, a little this, a little that,
All right. What do you think about this game, though?
Man, I'll tell you the Mets, bro. Mets have kind of surprised me a little bit. I thought for sure they would falter at some point. I was impressed with them in game 1. Man, what was that like? The Phillies had won, I think, 8 straight game ones until the other night.
Yeah, the Mets are. If there's one team in the playoff that kind of just is fitting the bill of a team of destiny. I mean, I saw it with the Braves in 21. Every time it was the Phillies last year, but they just didn't win it. But think about the Phillies last year. Every time a team would put up a run, they'd come right back in the bottom half of that inning or the top half of the next inning and hit a home run to take the lead back. There was never like a time where you ever felt like the series or anything was in jeopardy. They just keep coming back, and they have the pitching to do it. They got a good lineup. They got a decent bullpen. I mean, the Mets right now, I think, and they one of the best teams in the second half besides the Padres. Mets are scary right now, and if they can get past the Phillies, it'll be interesting to see what the environment in New York is like. I haven't been able to turn the TV on, so
I don't want them to win it because I want to see Frank the Tank have to implode. But I'd
also like to see him win a World Series.
That's what I'm saying. I'm torn on which reaction I want out of this, and I really like Lindor, man. I've been watching this guy quite a bit the last few weeks, man, and a little bit throughout the year, but more the last couple of weeks. I like this guy, man. He just seems really cool, calm, collected.
He's got ice in his veins. When he hit that go-ahead homer against the Braves in the ninth inning, he didn't even show one bit of emotion.
Dude, he did a home run try like he'd done it a million times. I freaking love that.
Like it was a Tuesday night game, 140.
Yeah, dude. And he
Nothing.
I mean, golly, that guy, I saw that and I was like, okay, I like this guy, man. He's just always out there smiling. Seems like he enjoys playing the game. And he's a ball player, bro.
What's Patriots saying here? I remember the excitement of Have 7 in chat for streams.
Hey, man.
I mean, he was day one.
Real MVPs, man. The locker room over there.
Patriot might be ground zero. Patient 0.
Absolutely.
Chat member 0.
Patriot 4165 is the first one I ever remember.
I think so. It's been so long I don't even remember how it happened. It just happened.
Yeah. It's we're gonna talk some NHL, man. We'll jump into that. It's hockey season, bro. I'm excited about that. And I was watching, they got on Prime now. You know, Prime Video, they're getting pretty good at making these sports shows, bro.
Yeah.
And they've got another one that's kind of like, you know, they got the receiver show on Netflix and the quarterback show where they follow these guys around for their lives.
I saw the Baker one. What was that on Amazon?
That's on Prime too, where he dressed up like super fan.
Yeah, he's throwing it like 55, 60 yards. Oh goodness.
Yeah,
I'm back. I'm back. We got like 15
Don't be saying nothing on our show, dude.
Yeah, don't get us censored, man. But no, I was watching. They got this one on Prime now. It's NHL. It's called Face Off. And they follow like William. I'm just in the first episode, man. They're following around William Nylander and David Pastrnak. They're actually homies from back in the day. Yeah, they grew up playing together and stuff like. They'd known each other. They couldn't even talk to each other when they first met because Pastrnak didn't speak English at the time.
That's crazy.
And he didn't, and Nylander didn't speak Czech. So it was like they couldn't even talk to each other, but they were just like so in sync on the ice together that they just became really good friends, and they've remained good friends throughout the years and stuff. So that's a pretty cool story, man. I started watching that. It's pretty good though, man. Oh, Amazon Prime getting pretty good at making them sports documentaries. You guys hang out for a little bit, man?
Yeah.
Well, tell us what you think about this baseball game.
It started, hasn't it?
I don't
Has
know.
it?
You're the baseball guy.
Pretty sure. It started at 5:08. Yeah, it's the bottom of the first. So here, I'll tell you, I took the under. Okay.
You can drop that for him.
I mean, we've got Aaron Nola. If you aren't a baseball fan, you probably know who he is, at least have heard of him. Big time pitcher, big game pitcher. He's been here before. He's been in this spot. He is prone to have some games that are pretty rocky where he walks a lot of guys or gives up a lot of bombs, but it's playoff time. So we should get the best of Aaron Nola today. And then on the opposite end of the mound is Sean Manaea. This guy looked lost like the last 2 years. I think one of the teams he was with was the Padres. But, you know, sometimes a change of scenery, a different coach, hearing a different voice, he's changed his pitches up. So he eliminated throwing his cutter. So he doesn't throw the cutter as much anymore, which was one of his dominant pitches. He only throws it like 10% of the time now. And as soon as he eliminated throwing that all the time, this guy's taken off. So I think we've got a pretty good evenly matchup on the bump. I think both of these guys probably have a little bit of a longer leash than most playoff games, just because I think game 4 with the starters maybe not coming back on normal rest, or depending on who they decide to go with, a bullpen game or whatnot, you might see a lot more bullpen action in game 4. So I'd expect to see these two guys pitch a majority of the game. So yeah, I like the under in this one. So I took the under 7.5. It went down to 7, still liked it at 7. And currently we're through the first inning, I believe, with no runs. So implied odds on that, as you can see below, 7.5 was plus 170. So, yeah,
you got some good value then.
I did. Even at 7, I mean, you're still getting a lot of good value at 7. So
yeah,
that's why I took that.
All right. Well, I want to talk about this one tonight, man. Because this year, I thought the Dodgers were kind of run away with this thing. But Padres came back game 2, smacked them in the mouth the other night, bro. What was it, 10-1?
10-2, and then the first matchup was 7-5. So
okay,
both teams have come out. Offense has been the name of the game. Tonight, I'm on the under, and Will accidentally took the over.
Yep.
Michael King pitching for San Diego tonight. I mean, I just watched him strike out the Braves 15 batters. This guy used to be a relief pitcher for the Yankees. The Yankees traded him away to San Diego. San Diego gave him a shot to start, and all he's done all year is dominated. So I really like Michael King for San Diego. I think he's going to be able to, hold the Dodgers at bay. Freddie Freeman might not be playing. He hurt his ankle and exited in the 5th inning in the game before in game 2. So I'm not sure if he's playing or not. I'd have to check that. The lineups aren't final. But on LA side, Walker Buehler. You guys have heard of Walker Buehler, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dominating, right? He dominated. Well, he had Tommy John.
He was gone for like 18 months or something.
He was gone for a while. He's come back, and he still hasn't found his velocity. So his fastball's sitting at like 94, 95, and typically he's in the upper 90s. So he's not getting as much movement on the ball, and then his fastball isn't as fast. So the change of speed isn't as good. He's been getting lit up. So I'm a little concerned there on the side of Walker Buehler. But like I said, it's the playoffs, so the leash is probably short there. If he starts to get into some trouble, or maybe we see the Walker Buehler of old in this playoff game come back. But with the pitching matchup, I'm going to take a chance on Buehler. Both first game 1 and game 2 went way over. So I got the number 8 total. Down below, they're telling Will that he took the right number. Will, what did you get it at? 7.5 or 7?
7.5.
All right. So 7.5, your implied odds on that are -153. You probably got it at what, -110. So you got a little 40.
Why did you take the over?
I thought
Diamond
that's what he
Dave
said.
told him to.
I didn't go back and check my text messages. I thought that's the only game that I knew he had 3 unders and 1 over, and I thought the over was in this game.
You bet the under in the Mets game, but then you also bet Phillies -1.5.
Yeah.
So you just think the Mets are just not, well, that's just tough.
I just was banking on Nola.
Yeah.
That was my theory. We'll see.
Yeah. They can win 2-0, man.
Derpy was here. Patriots said Derpy was here. I didn't see.
What do you think about this title for the stream tomorrow? Jets fire Saleh, turn to the AFC king Bill Belichick to save their season.
Money in the bank, sir.
Did you guys talk about Bill and his Taylor Swift shirt?
Yes.
Yeah, we mentioned it, man. I try not to talk
sure.
too much about that. Try to leave that alone. Hey, let me ask you about Walker Buehler, man, because I remember he came back earlier this year, and it was kind of a big deal there. Is this something you think that, he will find that velo again, or is it going to be, is this maybe more of what you'll see, maybe the new norm for him, man? It's hard to come back from those major surgeries, like especially being off for damn near 2 years. It seemed like, it was like 18 months plus that guy was out of action. So is this something you think he'll be able to, continue to get stronger from, or is this kind of what you're going to get from this guy going forward?
Yeah, I think it's part of the process coming back from Tommy John. I think it's just taking him a little bit longer.
How old is he?
He's probably 28.
Okay. He's still not, he's still on the right side of
That's
30.
a total guess, by the way. But yeah, he's not old, I don't think, by any means. Pharmacist, can you look that up for us? Walker Buehler's age. But anyways, I think the concern for him is taking a little bit longer for the arm to bounce back. But I think once you get past this year, going into next year, he's fine. I think he'll be fine. Once that velo comes back, a full off season.
Whoa, that's loud.
Just coming in here. Pump the brakes, dude. Pump the brakes. Jesus.
My bad.
Coming in here all sloppy. Me and Cricket have worked hard over the weeks to improve this show. And we've got the uncensored pharmacist in here acting like he's in the chat, but he's on camera.
I'm rattled because I'm getting banned left and right.
I'm rattled. I've never seen him rattled before.
So did you take anything else in the LA game, Will, or did you just take the over?
Everyone to hit a home run.
Everyone.
Jesus Christ.
Boy, Shohei.
I like the over.
Shohei went off the other night, didn't he? In that game 1, I guess.
Game 1, he did. He had a home run. Game 2, he didn't, because I bet his under 2.5 RBIs, hits, and runs in that cashed.
So I feel like you should do that on everybody when they have a big night. It's so hard to put back together back-to-back nights. It's always the guy that nobody expects, man. Unless you're Kyle Schwarber. That guy shows up for the damn playoffs.
I know. There's just some guys that are like that. Jock Peterson, just shows up.
Yeah. Just gamers, bro. Gamers.
All right. You got anything else on baseball?
No, sir, man. So you're on the you're on the unders.
Yeah, I got 8, but I still like it at 7.5. And then I got 7.5 in the Mets one, but I think it went down to 7, and I liked it there. But of course, that one's already started. Let's actually check in on that one real quick. It is top of the second, 0-0.
Love that.
All right.
I want Heavy Steps' NHL picks. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, you're not getting those, dude.
What?
Man, let's go. Come on, Steps.
Did you tell me, Steps, on the pick I gave out Saturday?
What? NHL?
No, NFL.
No.
You didn't take the Niners -3 on Thursday?
No, I'm scared of that.
Why? Because they lost their kicker? I liked it. If they hadn't lost their kicker, this thing would be 3.5, 4 already.
I guess we're going to find out.
I don't need a kicker against the Sea Chickens.
Oh, my goodness. I think my mouse just lost power.
Man, you love that, dude. Right in the middle of the show. It always works that way. We got a game on right now in hockey, man. The Blues and the Kraken. They started this stuff early today. 4:30.
Put that up, Cricket, and take the baseball down.
I got you, bro.
Since I've got a dead mouse.
That's why you can't have nice things, Steps.
That's why I should have just had a corded one. Give me a corded mouse. That would have never done this.
I didn't have much of an opinion on the Blues and the Kraken there. This is a big one tonight, though. The Bruins at the Panthers, a little playoff rematch there. Speaking of Pasternak, I like that guy a lot, man. I'm telling you, he's a stud. But Florida Panthers, defending Stanley Cup champs. Should have. Let me check this and see. What do you think here, Steps? Give us your opinion on a little hockey, man.
I think I'm gonna go the under in Florida Panthers, Boston Bruins. I dug into the numbers, and both of these teams trend to the look. Look, you think I'm lying?
I believe
both these teams trend to the under.
I believe you.
And it's at 5.5.
I know they trend to
those
the
are
under.
the ugly ones.
I'm thinking about taking it over 6.5.
I took the under in the Kraken Blues. Didn't tell anybody though.
Dude,
I can't tell anybody when I bet
hate,
NHL. I can't tell them.
I want you to know this, Steps. I hate when I take an under in a hockey game and it's 0-0 after the first period.
Why?
Because I feel like they come out in the second period and score like 5 goals. I watched that movie so many times last year down the stretch, man. I had so many games that it'd be 0-0 after the first period, and I'd have the under feeling real good about it. And they'd come out in the second period and just score 2-3 goals.
I don't even put my NHL. If I play NHL, I don't even track it anymore on action, just because I don't want anyone to think I know what I'm talking about. Because I have no clue, dude.
Man, did you see Stephen A. Smith reacting to Book It with Trent?
Yes.
On his TV show?
Yes.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Even Stephen A. knows who Trent is, man.
I know. He even knows he loses.
Dude, he's a genius marketer.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's been winning lately, which is crazy.
Dude, low key, he probably puts that shit out there on purpose. He probably didn't play what he puts out.
Yeah, probably just trades himself. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know. He gives into the bit now.
For sure. But if he really picks that bad, that's totally what I do. I just do all my research, come up with everything I thought was a sure winner, and I just flip it. I feel like that sometimes. I do want to do that to myself.
The Prize Picks stuff. He's probably not even playing with his own money on Prize Picks.
Yeah,
he's a sponsor with them.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? I just drew a blank too. What was I going to talk about with them?
All that pharmacy talk.
I know.
You're talking about Book It with Trent and Prize Picks and how he probably plays with their money.
Lost it.
Lost it. It's gone. Gone and win.
It's gone. Cricket. I also took. Now, first of all, did you guys talk any hockey today?
This morning?
Yeah,
briefly.
Did you talk about the name of Utah's team?
Yeah, man. It's gonna be like the Washington football team was for a year there because they're like the fans vote on it and all that stuff. They added I can't remember what the list they narrowed it down to. It was back in when they first moved last year in the spring or whatever. They came out with a list. There was like the Yeti was on there, and there was 6 or 7 different names on there. They're gonna let the fans vote on and all that stuff. So they'll be that next year. But for this entire season, they're gonna be the Utah Hockey Club.
The Yeti would be pretty cool. The jersey,
that's what I think.
Freaking with that.
I remember what I was going to tell you guys.
All right, tell us.
I think we're going to have to pump the brakes on our kicker stuff.
Why are they raising the lines?
No, well, yes, the odds of them, but Book It with Trent's had that successful parlay with it, so I have a feeling it's going to get even more attention. But also, heard a stat today. So last year, this time through the season, there was 5 teams that were averaging making 2 field goals or more a game in the league. This year, it's 11 teams are averaging making 2 field goals a game. Also, we've seen scoring so far being so low, which leads to more field goal attempts, right? Instead of these guys, like for example, the Niners last year were the best team in the league converting once they got to the red zone, converting that into touchdowns. This year, they're like the 29th or something like that. 22nd or 29th. Can't remember. They're bad compared to last year. That's the Christian McCaffrey effect, by the way. Him being gone, I mean, is the reason why they're not number one.
What skews that, though, is the fact that teams now, like inside the red zone, they're going for it on fourth down. Like they're not.
Yeah, but if they're at the 30-yard line, they're not. They're taking that automatic field goal. But here's
the freaking 40-yard line at this point.
Yeah, that too. But whereas they typically would go for it, but then going for it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a shot at the end zone. But here's the other thing too. Scoring has been down, but I think we're going to see scoring pick up, because one thing that we've seen with the new CBA and everything like that, with these teams not practicing much leading up to the season, I think now we're hitting that point where these offenses are starting to click a little bit more. I think we're going to see scoring go up, which means more touchdowns and less field goals.
You got a lot of injuries coming too.
Maybe we need to pick and choose our spots carefully with these kickers. And maybe, this is going to sound gross, but even take an under on some of those.
Yeah.
It's gross. I know.
That.
I know.
I mean, look at Crick's Bucks. That secondary, you had how many injuries against the Falcons in that secondary? And the Falcons literally threw the ball over the middle the whole game.
Yeah.
Kirk went for like 500 yards.
Also, there was a big push
this
season. There's a big push this season defensively to do the 2 high safeties. So it's taken some offenses time to figure out how to attack that. And I feel like we're getting to that point. We're heading to week 6. This offense is starting to figure it out a little bit more. I think we're going to see less field goals this next week. And I'm tempted to blindly bet the over in every single game.
Do that.
I think I'm going to do it.
To yourself.
I know Patriots going to hate that, because Patriots are saying take under on everything. I'm going to blindly bet the over in every single game in week 6.
Like total or field goals?
No, totals. Game totals. Because I think we're going to see more scoring.
I don't know, dude. Sure. NFL is just it's a history of. I mean, I don't know. There's enough data there.
There it is.
I feel like you got to ride the kicker thing. You got to ride it. You got to ride it out.
I think it's going to turn though. I think we're getting to
that's fine. We'll be bad. We'll lose it 1 week and then we'll be done with it. But until then, look, Butker. Listen, I had Butker on Prize Picks tied to like 3 different things. By the day of the game, that was like he was down. Like they took that off the board. I wouldn't even.
Yeah, but who would have thought that the Sinks kicker wouldn't have made a field goal?
I don't know. I didn't bet him.
That's what I'm saying.
I bet Butker.
There's 4 field goals last night. All came from one guy.
Because the Saints suck, dude. We know this.
Whoa!
Saints, look at their last 3 games. They lost all 3 of them. Since the Cowboys Super Bowl win, they've lost every game.
It's true.
But they got the Bucks coming down.
They might lose that one too. Bucks money.
Yeah, but they usually don't. The Bucks.
We played bad there and we won there last year.
But if Carr doesn't play, no, there's no chance. Bucks are winning that one.
Oh yeah, if Carr doesn't play. But we usually play bad there and we won there last year. So
Godwin TD in this game. You know Mike Evans doesn't play well in the dome.
I don't know. Baker usually bounces back too. That's a pretty heartbreaking loss the other night in Atlanta. Baker usually bounces back pretty good from those spots. So
I mean, both of them are going to have to bounce back. Somebody's going to bounce back because they both.
That happens a lot in the NFC South.
I want to get your guys' opinion on this before I head out here. Do you trust the Bengals this week, Steps?
Yes, I already bet
it.
Okay,
you don't think that they're demoralized, that the season's over?
No, they're covering. They're covering.
Okay. I'm gonna have to see some news out of practice this week and see how the players.
Joe Burrow ain't Deshaun Watson. By the way, if you're like at this point, if you're a team like Carolina, you might somebody's going to take on Deshaun Watson's contract.
Yeah, someone's going to do something stupid. But here's my thing with that is Burrow had a damn near perfect passer rating, almost 400 yards and 5 TDs, and they still lost. That's got to be deflating at some point, you know?
They're also playing the Ravens. The Ravens are good.
I know, but the season was on the line right there.
And they were beating the shit out of them.
Joe Burrow can't play defense.
That's true.
We don't want that. We do not.
We don't want that.
Yeah, I think they cover this week. The line, it's gone up. It was 3. It's 3.5 now.
I'm not surprised that he says tractor.
That's right, Patriot. Me and Patriot,
Patriot, man, riding all the way to town on kicker winners, man.
We buy shit with our winnings.
Oh boy! All right, boys.
All right, so
I'm gone this time for real.
All right, go to Costco.
You miss me too much. Okay?
You ain't gotta go. No, you ain't gotta go nowhere, man. We're just gonna let you talk about hockey.
Yeah.
I would, but the wife's got to go pick up the daughter, and I hear one of the babies out there. So,
All right. Go do your daddy duty, man.
We'll see you.
Later.
All right, sir.
Good luck later.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yep, you're gonna need it.
I think you're right, Steps. I think this game going under tonight.
I promise you, I looked at the trends.
I mean, like I said, I know, like, it surprises me. I thought, did they, and some of my hockey people out there, man, it's getting hockey season. I thought, what happened with Swayman? Didn't he just sign a new deal with the Bruins? Didn't he finally?
I don't know who that is.
One of the netminders for the Bruins, man. I feel like I feel like he was kind of holding out there, but I thought I saw something the other day where they agreed to, I guess maybe he hadn't been practicing in training camp or something like that. So maybe he's got to get right or something. But I thought I saw where they had a deal the other day. So it looked like it's going to be Jonas Korpisalo. Gave it my best effort there, Steps.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him, but
he's pretty good. He's a goalie in the NHL, so stud.
Okay.
Absolute stud. But I know the guy between the pipes on the other side is an absolute stud in Sergei Bobrovsky.
Oh, I've heard you talk about him before.
I love Sergei, man. He's an absolute freaking monster.
Actually, I watched. They won the Stanley Cup last year.
They did,
and he was a big part of that.
Yeah,
right? He shut Edmonton down.
Yep. NL said he signed yesterday. No way he plays tonight. Yeah, I was wondering because I was like, I thought I saw that, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. It'd be the same thing as football. There's like CeeDee Lamb sitting over on his ass still. He got his contract. Not just him, a bunch of them, but you know what I mean.
I did see, in my opinion, this might be unpopular. I feel like NHL players, the like trophy and winning it all, it's the sport where I feel like it means the most to the players.
I feel like it's the hardest.
Because I saw clips of Edmonton's Alexa's about to say hi. I saw clips of Edmonton's locker room after they lost that Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Dude, they were like crying. I'm talking like just lost their parents in a car crash crying.
These guys train their whole lives. And like I said, I think it's the hardest thing to do in sports because you have 4 rounds of the playoffs and every round is 7 games.
Oof. And
didn't 7-game series.
NBA used to be like that?
I'm pretty sure
like back in the day.
Hockey players are different, bro. They used to play without masks. Goalies used to be out there. I think it wasn't until like the 70s they made goalies wear masks. That's nuts.
That dude. And the fact that most of them don't want to even wear a mask just because
they make
it's part of the game.
I mean, they finally
Man, my ass to be out there with a mask for sure.
I'm telling you.
I ain't losing teeth.
Oh yeah, well they don't make them wear the. I mean, for a while, you used to see dudes out there that wouldn't wear. I think don't they at least make them wear the face shield or something? Now?
Yeah, probably like the half shield.
Like
I mean, I don't know because I don't.
None of them wear anything over their mouth or any mouthpiece or anything, dude. I don't know how any of them have any teeth.
Would you rather take a slap shot to the face or like I don't know, Alex Pereira's punch to the face?
Well, I don't know that many normal people that are surviving either one of those.
I'm taking the punch, dude.
I'm taking the punch for sure, bro. You get me? I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to like it, but I'm definitely not taking one of those Connor McDavid slap shots to the face. And he's not even one of the dudes that, I mean, I'm sure he shoots hard enough in his own right. He's Connor McDavid, but one of those dudes that's like got the hardest shot in the NHL or something.
There was a guy, and like I don't know anything about hockey other than when I was growing up. There was someone who played for the Blues that had a slap shot that was like the fastest in the NHL. And I'd always like pay attention to him.
Dude,
I knew him. I don't know what his name was though.
Like Fulton Reed off the Mighty Ducks, bro.
Yeah. If somebody told me, if someone in the chat, NL12 probably knows who it is, but yeah, he played for the Blues for a long time. Had a hard slap shot.
Man, like I said, hockey players different, bro.
Mighty Ducks was a good movie, man. All of them were good.
I should have worn my Mighty Ducks jersey today, man. Opening day of hockey season.
Yeah. So what'd you take? I mean, there's 3 games tonight?
You got the other one's already underway right now. I didn't take anything that early one. I do like this under in the Bruins Panthers game right there. I think you could probably take it down some, man. I expect this to be probably a 2.
It was plus money when I got it yesterday.
It's minus 105 for the under 5.5 right now. I think you could probably take it down if you want to go under 5 plus 170.
Yeah.
I think it probably is a 2-1, 3-1 game, one way or the other.
I kind of like that because then, I mean, if you push, you push.
Because I don't have an overwhelming opinion on the side. Both these teams are legit. Both these teams are playoff teams from last year. Obviously, the Panthers defending Stanley Cup champs, and they'll probably be doing a ceremony to get their rings and all that stuff, tonight at the first game. I'm sure they'll be doing that. So sometimes that stuff can be a little deflating. You got a lot of other stuff going on. You can't really focus on the game. You know what I'm saying?
And Boston's a tough opponent.
Absolutely. And like I said, they eliminated them last year. So, Boston's been thinking about this all off season right here. So if I had a lean, I'd probably like to go ahead and take the Bruins on the money line, man, even without Swayman between the pipes. Just because, like I said, Pasternak and all those guys been sitting there stewing on this for the last 3 months. And they've probably been geared up for this one, man.
Patriot said Brent Hall. I know who that is because he was like their superstar, but it wasn't him. I think the guy's name was either Ray or Roy something.
If it's hockey and it's spelled Roy, it's Wah.
Patrick Waugh. I know who that is because I have his rookie
hockey,
card.
It's not Roy, bro.
I got a PS 10 or however they grade him 10 rookie card of his. Don't know what to do with it though.
Okay. Patriot's saying take the Blue says cracking over. See, hey, look, Steps, what I tell you.
Yep. What is it? 2-0?
2-0. 5 minutes into the second period. I told you I hate when I have the under in a game and it's 0-0 after the first period. I hate it, bro.
Well, I got it at plus money. So
what do you got? You got under 5.5?
5.5 plus 100.
Okay. You'll see as the season starts to roll along. Like I said, there's some already tomorrow, but most of these totals are going to be sitting at 6.5.
All of those bets that I put in had nothing to do with who the players were, the feeling of anything. It literally was, I just crunched numbers. I just looked at numbers. Those were all analytical
You
bets.
did more than most folks did, bro.
Yeah, but sometimes the gut's better than the numbers.
Yeah,
but the numbers don't lie, and they will tell you.
You got to start watching some of this too, because you are a numbers guy, and I feel like hockey's one of those games you can break the numbers down and find some advantages, a lot of value in spots. And if you start watching this stuff, I didn't think I would like it either, bro. I got hooked so damn fast. These guys are absolutely incredible, man. You'll see some of the plays and they're doing all this crazy shit on ice skates, bro.
I know. I used to, the Thrashers, when they were here before they moved away like twice. I used to go to the games. My friend had season tickets. So live, I will say, it is probably the most entertaining sport to see live out of all the sports. Football is fun, but there's too much action between each play, or too much like lull between each play. Baseball, the same thing between each pitch. Hockey, like
there ain't no stopping, bro.
Your eyes can't leave
they got to give you 2 halftimes for a reason.
That and the fact that all these dudes are like 6'4", like 250 on skates, just hitting each other. It's crazy.
Blasting each other, but out there it's like poetry in motion too, dude.
Yeah, and I had a hard time, like on TV, I have a hard time seeing the puck. And then they tried to do that whole, remember when Fox had like the highlighter over the puck and shit?
You can't do that.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Yeah,
so
you can't do that. I love it, dude. You get it's like training your eyes to watch anything, dude. You get better at watching stuff the more you watch it too. I promise you. You'll start to notice other things. And if you watch this stuff for just a little bit, dude, you will be hooked on it. I promise you. It's nothing. Like I said, I don't even care about football no more. It's hockey season, man.
I think something happened in baseball. Well, I think we got a home run on the board for the Mets.
Who dropped a bomb, man?
Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso. Oh,
I just don't know how many people were on base. Oh, it's 1-0. It was a solo shot. So
love that when you got the under, man.
Under still feels good.
That's right. It doesn't bode well for Will's Phillies run line.
Hawks club under is what Patriots taking. Yeah, live hockey is way better. I would put these up, but my mouse is toast. So NL says, I like looking at the Corsi high danger chances and expected goals for and against for hockey. Oh, goals for and against. Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, maybe you can come in here and give us some stuff. Give us some plays. I know Buku dropped some plays. I know you. Are you more of a prop guy in hockey, or do you bet sides and totals?
Man, last year I like to bet everything in hockey. I enjoy looking at all this stuff. I love finding goal scorers, bro. I like betting assists. I'll tell you why I like betting assists, man. It's because it's like in I guess it's the same way in soccer too, but you can have 2 assists on a goal. Like if it goes and doesn't like if
if it's
if a guy passes
to you and you pass it to Will and he shoots, then and
it doesn't get touched by anybody in between or the play or whatever, like we both get an assist for that.
That's
so
crazy.
You'll find the odds on like look at these assists over here. You can find the anytime assist. I mean, you get some pretty good odds on this stuff, man.
So are points, if it's a point, is that a goal or an assist?
A point is a goal or an assist.
So that, I mean, you get 2 chances, but you're not getting as much value because of the 2 chances.
Yeah. Right? Your points to be over in your play. And then some of your guys will be set. Nobody in this game right here, but you'll see like a lot of times Connor McDavid and guys like that, they'll be setting at like 1.5 points. You'll have to lay money. over 1.5 in spots.
Blue took Phillies first 3 under 1.5. So if you just took the Phillies team total first 3, or if you took the whole game under 1.5 for the first 3, you're sweating that right now. But if you just took Phillies, you're good.
Blue likes those team total unders, man.
They're sneaky. I used to bet a lot of team totals and runs and stuff, and I don't know. I just didn't have good luck. You know me. I'm a conservative bettor. I just sides and totals, money lines. Boring.
Here's my best bet in the late game tonight, man.
Okay.
We'll go with Clayton Keller, anytime goal scorer.
Which team does he play for?
The Utah Hockey Club now.
Okay. So I took them -1.5. So I need a couple goals from him.
I watched him. He could be facing off with old Connor Bedard, man, in his second season there with the Blackhawks.
I saw a lot of people on the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I like Clayton Keller, man. I feel like first game in the new city and all that. You have a lot of hype surrounding all this, and Clayton Keller's good, bro. He was. I watched him in Arizona last year. I believe pretty sure he was their leading goal scorer out there. But kid's a stud, man, young guy, and I feel like new city, first game in the new city after all the hype and everything, come out pretty amped up. Might even be a spot to bet him 2+ goals, man.
Would you say that hockey is one of the best sports at getting the number 1 pick right?
I feel like they don't miss on a lot of them.
Right? I mean, they all seem like, I don't know the history of hockey. I'm just going based off of what I know, which is lately.
Bias. Yeah.
It just seems like every up-and-coming superstar they've talked about has turned into a superstar.
Dude, I feel like they just know about these kids because a lot of these kids
are
wind
like
up leaving their
leagues
families at 14 and 15 years old, and they'll go to
boarding
Canada
school.
Or
Yep.
Russia or wherever it snows all the time. And they just have like boarding schools for hockey, and they train these kids basically from birth to be NHL players, man. So, and I feel like they just know. I mean, some of these guys, I'm with you. I don't see them miss on very many, not even just the number 1 picks, but like the top 10. I feel like
NFL misses so much. Basketball and NFL and NBA, they miss so badly.
So much, dude. So
much. Look at this year. It was Jaden Daniels, the number 2. Look at last year, CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
He wasn't the number 1 pick.
No. And Caleb Williams, we don't know for sure yet. I still think the guy's going to be a bum. But at the same time, I got to sit back and give credit where credit due. He's gotten better each week.
They got 3 wins. Their defense is pretty much.
The defense is really nasty. And that helps when you got a rookie quarterback. But the guy's gotten better each week. I'll give him that. I'll give credit where credit's due. I still think he's going to be a bust. But
I can't believe Jaden Daniels. They're like the top scoring offense in the league.
I don't know about a bust, man. But I don't know that he's going to lead them to the promised land like they think he's going to.
They think he's the next Pat Mahomes.
I don't think he's ever winning a Super Bowl. I'll say that.
Well, not if he's on the Bears.
I don't care where he plays.
Does he break the curse of the Bears quarterback curses? Do you think he'll be serviceable enough to be loved by the Bears fans for
I don't feel like you've got to work that hard to do that.
I know. They've had bad luck.
I mean, Jesus.
Jay Cutler.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Jim McMahon. He wasn't even that good. Brian Greasy.
I mean, Jim McMahon's probably the most well-known one.
Just because they won the Super Bowl, but I don't know. He's crazy now.
Yeah, bro. Too many hits to the head.
Patriot said even the farm teams have great players.
Dude, I'm telling you. I'd go watch minor league hockey right now.
There's some good ones in if baseball didn't have 3 levels, the minor league system, could you imagine if the minor league system was only like 2 levels? No rookie ball. There's like 5 levels to Major League Baseball. If you count like rookie ball and like spring training ball and all that stuff. So
yeah, a lot of. I mean, how many guys are on a roster in baseball?
Too many. Yeah, it's the hardest sport to make it in, I think, just because I know you have a 40-man roster, but dude, you got to start from the bottom and you got to go all the way up. NBA, before the G League came, you were on a roster. You know what I mean?
It's so hard to make it in any professional sport.
Well, NFL too, they pay the guys too damn much, so they have to play.
All of them. I don't.
Major leagues, they don't get paid that much at the beginning, so they kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
I mean, it's just all so. I mean, it's all tough. It's all tough. It doesn't matter what sport it is. But I'm with you. I think in hockey, I feel like in hockey, they don't miss on many of these big dogs. I see it in every other sport. Maybe it's because we haven't paid as much attention to hockey that we don't remember. Like we don't remember the Jamarcus Russells of the world. But I feel like every time they take a guy number 1 overall, it's not 2 or 3 seasons. He's, if that long, he's an all-star, like one of the superstars of the league.
I'm laughing because in the chat we had the mRNA vaccine in your food people come in and drop in. And Blue said he's got Jesus on his side, so the mRNA things in his food have no shot.
No shot, man. No
right,
shot.
Baby. That's how I live, Blue. I just, I'm one of those guys where if it's my time to go, it's my time. I'm not preparing myself for anything. You know what I mean? I'm not going strapped up to the mall because there might be a shooting. Like if I'm at the mall and there's a shooting and I get hit with a bullet,
that's bad.
My God, that's just how it was supposed to be.
I was running bad that day. It happens.
Now, if I have a home invader, that's a different story, but I'm not changing the way I live outside of my house.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I'm going to roll with the under in that game tonight, 2 steps. I'd actually take it down. I'd go under 5. I'd make it plus 170. I feel like it's 2-1, 3-1, one way or the other. Okay. And if I had to pick a side, look, that line's already gone down. So it was plus 140 a minute ago. I think I like the Bruins on the money line.
The funny thing about that Blues Kraken game is it went up to 6 right before. So that would make sense why it's probably going to go over. We still got hope. We'll
see. I like Clayton Keller to score a goal in that late game. A little plus 130 right there for the Utah Hockey Club.
Oh, God, I don't know.
How about that? You want to talk a little college football, man?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I sent you some plays earlier that I want you to talk about that I find interesting. I'm just not sure that anybody else is going to find interesting.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe that list you sent me. All the games going on this weekend. Y'all, what do y'all hear the list? The Steps wants to talk about?
Baby. We're in it for the winners, not the entertainment. We want winners.
Before we jump into all that, though, man, let's go ahead and give me your opinion on last weekend, man. Chaos.
Oh, man. College football, NFL typically is you see upsets in the NFL. It's not but last week was pretty crazy. Vandy, Tennessee, USC. We had a lot of teams lose this past weekend that weren't supposed to lose. But, dude, in college, there's these spots, man. You got to find them. But there's letdown spots in college football. These teams get on a roll. You got to figure out when it's going to be. You saw Notre Dame, big win against Texas A&M, talk of the nation, playoff talk. Oh, they're going to run it out next week. NIU comes in there. Look, we see what NIU is. They're not what I was hoping they'd be for the strength of schedule, but NIU came in Notre Dame and knocked them off, caught them slipping. And the thing about that Vandy game is Alabama just had no answer. You would think that at what point is Alabama going to show up? And it never happened. It never happened. I was shocked.
I kept waiting for it.
Never happened.
I don't know. I never thought I've said it multiple times now. I never thought I would see in my lifetime Vanderbilt beat Alabama. Never. Even going back to the days when there was a time in our lives, Steps, that Alabama was pretty bad. Pretty bad football team.
Before Saban, I remember those years.
I think that's the last time that Vandy had beaten them or something. It was back in like 03 or something like that.
Shula was probably the coach.
I don't even remember it. Like I said, Alabama was so bad then. We were just Tennessee, we were stomping a mud hole both those teams back then before Saban got there. So you don't even remember it. But like now in this new era of Alabama since Saban got there, like I never again thought that in any world Vanderbilt could beat Alabama.
That's
just kept waiting on it, man. Kept waiting on Alabama to come storming back in that thing. And you heard me say the other day, didn't you? I think we said it on Sunday morning. Oh, Diego Pavia, the quarterback for Vanderbilt. Yeah, he's got 3 wins as a 21-plus point underdog.
That's crazy. How many of them came in New Mexico?
He was at New Mexico State last year when they went and beat Auburn. He's literally got the biggest wins in school history for 2 different schools.
That's wild. That's what the crazy portal is going to do for you.
It's changed the game, man. I was saying the other day, I think that it's going to be kind of a different world now in college football. It might be more like an NFL type world where I don't know that we ever see an undefeated national champion again, dude.
It's going to be tough.
You look at that. I mean, even the undefeated teams that are left. We were looking at the schedule some yesterday on Creek's Corner, and like Ohio State this week, which I think Ohio State's the best team in the country. That's my opinion. I think the Buckeyes are the best team in the country. I know they haven't been really challenged yet, but I'm just saying I know they got some dudes on that team.
They haven't had that letdown spot. You haven't seen it on the schedule yet. and it's a good thing that they're playing Oregon this week.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's almost time. They almost kind of started getting bored. Even the Iowa game, like, I mean,
but even when they're getting bored, man, they've given up the most points they gave. I think we were looking at yesterday. I think they've given up 34 points or something in 5 games. Most points they gave up 14 points to Marshall. I guess you could be pissed off about that, but they haven't given up more than a touchdown in the other games. Most of the time they give up the touchdown when Michigan State, it was 10-7, but then they never let them score again. But it was 35-0 the other day against Iowa before they even let them find the end zone.
They'll trip up against a team like Rutgers or somebody that just you're not expecting. But
I'm telling you, I want that, Steps. I want you to understand. I despise the Buckeyes with every fiber of my being, so it doesn't make me feel very good to sit and say that that's the best team in the country. But I think that's the best team in the country.
I think they have the best roster. They have the best players, the best skill players.
They've got the most dudes on that team that are going to be playing on Sundays.
I know. And that freshman that they have is ridiculous.
Jeremiah Smith.
Yep.
Stud.
Yep.
Absolute stud.
Will Howard, not completely sold on him, but I think he's good enough.
All he's got to do is not turn the ball over.
True.
Not make huge mistakes, man. Just kind of run the big red machine. Right now, he's doing that. I mean, like I said, he's got to go into a tough spot this weekend out there in Oregon, up in Eugene. It's always a tough spot to go play. But right now, he's doing all the things that he's supposed to be doing. I do think they're the best team in the country. But you look at them, they got to go to Oregon this week. They come back home, get Nebraska next week, which I really don't think is going to be all that much for them. Nebraska's kind of shown me the last few weeks. They can let Dylan Raiola get under pressure. Like that offensive line is not as good as it looked early on. Yeah. And they get that guy under pressure. When he gets under pressure, he's struggled a little bit. He's still a young guy. He's going to be great. He's a great quarterback. He's going to be a great quarterback for them. But still a young guy, and you get him under pressure, give him a little problem. I think Ohio State's going to be able to do that to them. And it's in the shoe. So I don't really have much worry with that. But then they got to go to Penn State. They'll probably do that crazy whiteout stuff or something where, you know, they do it at night. If they'll let them do that, I'm sure that's what Penn State wants to do. But that, I mean, right now, Penn State's got a tough one this weekend, man. They got to go out to USC.
Yeah, that travel.
And I know people are going to sit and look and say USC, but
USC coming off Minnesota loss.
And back at home, I mean, I think some of these Pac-12/Big Ten schools now that have made the jump, I think some of them might be reconsidering all this stuff because they're like, they didn't realize how tough the travel was, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of travel involved in these games.
This is one of those spots, though, where I feel like no one believes in USC. You know, after that bad loss, they got 2 losses. What are they playing for? Yeah, season over, playoffs.
I think I'm going to bet USC this week.
I think USC, what's their money line?
Let's see here.
At home?
It is plus 180, bro. The line's going down, too. It was 5.5 yesterday.
I kind of like that.
I do, too. I like USC. Feels like a big bounce back place. I think Penn State is a bit overrated. They could beat Ohio State, but I'm not going to bet on it. I'm with you. You know, I do think they're a bit overrated. And I definitely think they could win that game. It's definitely set up for them there. But they're the team that I feel like will, if they were to beat Ohio State, that's what I'm saying. I think everybody could wind up having a loss when it's all said and done. You look at Texas right there. They got Oklahoma this week. They got Georgia next week. And that Texas A&M game at the end of the season is shaping up to be a pretty nice matchup too. Okay. So nobody's got, I mean, and everybody else already got a loss. Miami's probably the only one that I can see because their schedule's absolute trash.
ACC is trash.
Oh, dude, it is. It's so bad. Miami.
Pitt's undefeated.
I know, but Miami avoids all the undefeated teams in the ACC. Like they don't have to play Clemson. They don't have to play Pitt. They don't have to play SMU.
Yeah. Who are they playing?
God, I think it's terrible, dude. I looked at it
Eastern
yesterday.
Michigan.
That's
Ohio, baby. That's one of mine on my list, man.
I know, man. That's one on your list right there. But Miami, it was like, I think they played like Louisville. Then they got Georgia Tech in one of those games, I believe. It's terrible, dude. It's a really bad schedule. I'm like, so they should. I mean, they're going to be favored by probably more than a touchdown at least in every single game the rest of the way. And then they're going to get Clemson probably in the ACC championship. I mean, ACC is crazy now. I forget all the teams that are. Like I said, I completely forgot SMU's in the ACC now.
Clemson, who no one's talking about, who's
I've been talking about
every week.
I've been talking about them for 3 damn weeks now, telling y'all better watch out for that team. I don't want to hear nobody talking about them because I've been talking about them for 3 weeks, telling y'all better watch out for that team.
I agree. You know, Miami is overrated.
They are, dude. They were getting beat 35-10 by a Cal team. They got beat by Florida State.
No business winning that game. But they did. So it is what it is.
It's all that matters, man. It's all that matters. All you can do as a college football team is beat the teams that are in front of you. It ain't Miami's fault that their schedule's trash. It's not their fault that all the other schools on their list suck. They can just beat those guys. And if you do that, you're going to get your shot in the ACC championship game. And if you beat whichever team's on the other side of you there, because that's probably the toughest game they got the rest of the way, obviously. I mean, it's a championship game, but they don't have anything else I see that should really challenge them. But I also didn't think they should really be challenged. I don't know. I thought it was a letdown spot at Cal last week. I took Cal plus 10.5. I didn't take them on the money line. But, I kind of expected them to handle business against Virginia Tech. That game was a lot closer than I expected. But, Pitt State, like I said, I haven't been sold on them yet either.
UCLA is like one of the worst teams, aren't they? They're really bad.
Indiana went out there to UCLA and beat them 42-17 or something.
Well, I mean, Indiana's kind of I don't want to say juggernaut because that's not what they are, but their coach, man.
I love that guy.
I love what he said.
I like that guy.
All I do is win. Look me up.
He's not wrong.
He's right. He ain't lying.
He's not wrong at all. I kind of like the way I was talking about that on Crick's Corner yesterday too. I kind of like the way they're building that team. It could be kind of a model for some of these schools that may not have all the resources of the big dogs. Let's be honest. I don't want to call them smaller schools, but there's a lot of schools in the conference that don't have all the resources that the top 4 or 5 schools of each conference have. That's the reality of the world.
Gonna have a problem keeping him at Indiana.
I think so. He's kind of an older guy too, though, ain't he?
I know. Yeah, but still.
I mean, it would be tough to keep him. But I'm just saying, you can look at the model, the way he's built that. He brought in a bunch of veteran guys in the transfer portal. He's had coaches that have been with him for some years and things like that. They built it the right way. They don't have any superstars on that team. They got a bunch of dudes playing together as like one unit, and they're whipping people's ass, man.
I couldn't even tell you one player they have.
Exactly.
And they're undefeated.
Exactly.
And they're not just like barely beating teams. They're like
handling teams. This show is called Pump the Brakes, so we will pump the brakes just a little bit on Indiana because that schedule's not been all that tough, and it's about to get a lot tougher. Now they got a lot of spots coming up where they can prove themselves. Now,
I don't think they're winning the Big Ten. But I just like the story.
It's awesome, dude. It's all like I said. I like that guy because I felt like he got screwed last year with all the James Madison stuff that was going on.
Yep.
And it was good. I hadn't realized that he had went to Indiana until I kind of started paying attention to them after they thumped UCLA, and I was like, oh wait, this is old guy. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff for them. So, like I said, they got a lot of opportunities coming up, but I don't know if they're the real deal Holyfield or not just yet. What do you think about Texas Oklahoma this week, man?
Play on it, man. Just didn't. I would lean Texas, but it's just too many points, man.
I can't give them too many points. Not in this game. I was going to say, not knowing that Oklahoma defense is pretty solid. Quinn Ewers supposed to be back, but obviously not played in a few weeks now. How sharp are you? Maybe you are, but I feel like in a rivalry game like that, it's always a rivalry game. Oklahoma, beats them on the last second touchdown last year. I just feel like 2 touchdowns is way too much to give either team in this game.
That's usually like a 12 o'clock kick too, isn't it?
Usually, yeah. I think they always made it play it at noon before
when they were in Texas State Fair, or no? Is that a different game?
It's the
Cotton Bowl.
It's called the Red River. What would they used to call it?
Red River Rivalry. Red River Rivalry.
Tough to say, ain't it, man? That's a tough one.
Patriots the one that should know about this matchup. This is his territory.
They used to call it the Red River Shootout, man. Can't call it that anymore.
I can't even say it.
Yeah, dude, it's tough. I'm telling you, I practice that one a lot. I've stumbled across that one many a time.
Red River Rivalry.
Yep. You got to practice that one a little bit. Well, all right. Tell me, go ahead. Let's get to some of these exciting games that you want to talk about, sir. You got a gauntlet.
I don't necessarily want to talk about them. I want to get your opinion on them.
Well,
I want to know if I'm on the right side. I think the first one I sent you is a weekday matchup. Western Kentucky, UTEP. So I bet this when the line first opened up, I bet the under, thinking because both of these teams played to the under. And as soon as I did that, the line moved up to 59. And I had it at 58. I think it was 58.5. Now it's down to 57.
I like the under.
No, 56.5. Sorry. I had it at 56.5. The line went all the way up to 59. Now it's back to 57.
I think you're all right on the under right here. I was looking at some of these. I haven't paid a lot of attention to either one of these teams here. I do remember Western Kentucky coming back and getting Toledo the week after Toledo went down and whipped Mississippi State. But I was looking at some of their scores in these type of games, kind of similar circumstances, things like that. It looks like it's trending toward the under right there. I don't have an overwhelming opinion. It's probably real close on the number. But I think you're okay on the under right there. You said you got it 56.5.
Yeah. So UTEP on the under this year is 1-4. So they've hit the under 4 out of 5 games. Western Kentucky has hit it 3 out of 5, but they have hit it in both home games. They've gone under. And then UTEP on all 3 of their away games have gone under.
And you got Western Kentucky coming in here off a bye from last week. They had that heartbreaking loss where they were beating Boston College 20-7 at Boston College and let them come back and score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, beat them 21-20. So they had a bye after that. And so you expect them maybe come back and maybe a little slower start. Kind of you see that with college kids coming off a bye week. You saw with Tennessee last week. 2 weeks to prepare, man. You come out flat as can be. But I think you're on the right side of it there. I don't have an overwhelming opinion, and I'm not going to bet it, but I don't hate that spot.
Well, I mean, here's another reason. Okay, so UTEP in all their games this year have only gone over 20 points one time. And then Western Kentucky, they're averaging like 20, 26, 31. They did have a 49, but that was against Middle Tennessee State. So I'm just saying, even if Western scores, I just don't think UTEP's going to score. So
yeah, I don't think they're not a very good football team, man.
That's why I took the under. So yeah,
I kind of like that one. Yeah, I don't hate that spot for you there, especially seeing the line. Especially if it shot up to 59 and then went back down real quick. Yeah, I like.
I
that.
did not bet this one, and this is not one that I put on your list, but Utah, Arizona State.
Where we? Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to bet Arizona State spread just because they cover a lot. I just thought that that line when I was looking at it was Arizona State plus 4.5, and I was just thinking that is too short of a line against Utah. But maybe this is a spot. Utah off of a big win last week, if you want to call it that. Going into Arizona State this week, but still, touchdowns a lot. 6.5.
Utah was on a bye last week.
They're on a bye. Who'd they beat in their last game?
Was that Oklahoma State the week before that or 2? Nah, they lost.
It might have been Oklahoma State.
They lost the week before. They lost to Arizona.
Oh, was it that? Yeah, it was Arizona. They lost.
Yeah, they beat Oklahoma State 3 weeks ago and then lost Arizona 2 weeks ago and were off last week. So I don't know. You have to check and see on this game, man. Did you see it at 4.5? You said
I did. Yeah,
and it's moved out to 6.5. So there must be trending toward Cam Rising playing.
Okay.
Patriots said he's laying the 7 on Maryland Friday night against Northwestern. Oh, it's all the way up to 10, bro. So you did good, Patriots.
Damn. Okay, so he told us. What does he say? Because we wanted his insight on Oklahoma.
It's when shells are full on Friday night. I don't know what
Cotton Bowl, formerly the Red River Shootout, before it went woke. That is correct. He's going to lay the 7 with Maryland Friday night. Who are they playing?
Northwestern. It's all the way up to 10 already. So you did good, Patriot. If you want to get it, you better get it now. Northwestern's a bad football team.
They're bad. Goodness, they are. Sorry,
really bad. But Utah, I mean that game, it'd be tough to take Arizona State if Cam Rising play. I don't know. That's why I'm staying away from this because I also can't ever trust that guy's going to play a whole game. Even the games that he starts is supposed to be healthy and all that stuff. I haven't seen him. He's bit me too many times lately. This Utah team has bit me too many times. So I'm kind of staying away from them right now. They always have a great defense. You see the low total there at 45. I'd be careful messing with that. It's right there in that no man's land. I hate 45s in college football, so I would not touch that. You're flipping a coin. But if the line's gone up closer to a touchdown, and it may even go up higher than that. So if you want to bet Utah, you probably bet them now while you get it under a touchdown. Because if Cam Rising is playing, it probably will go north of a touchdown. But once again, Arizona State's been playing pretty good. It's at home. Crazy things happen on Friday night. So I'm not touching this damn game.
We'll just watch it.
You can. It may not even be that fun to watch it.
The next one I had sent you, and we can see if there's anything that hits before that, but Georgia Tech, North Carolina.
Georgia Tech, North Carolina. I was looking at that one too. I think I like the under in this one too.
Boom, baby. That's where I'm at.
Yep. Yeah, I was looking at this one too, dude. Like I said, just looking at similar games with these two teams right here. But they did have that crazy game, I feel like, last year where they scored like 1 million. Now, granted, Drake May was the quarterback. But
yeah, North Carolina's quarterback. I don't even know who it is at this point.
Yeah. So
their starter got hurt.
That's another one. Like I could like say all the games you wanted to talk about that are being played this week, and these are the ones you brought to me. And I was like, but yeah, I was looking at that one. I think the under in that one too. But once again, it's not going to be on Crick's picks or nothing.
Well, here's okay.
Maybe it might be.
Totals for these two teams on the road, Georgia Tech, both games went under. Their under has hit 5 out of their 6 games this year. North Carolina 4 out of 6. So both of them are trending towards the under. I was a little bit worried about maybe Georgia Tech putting up some points, but in their wins this season, they did score 35 against Georgia State. They scored 59 against Virginia Military Institute, and then they scored 24 against Duke, and then they lost to Louisville, only put up 19. And then that Syracuse game was a shootout. I think if any points come, it's coming from Georgia Tech side. North Carolina's their defense has been pretty bad. That's probably why the total is in the upper 50s, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you're kind of playing with fire on that one because I feel like last year it was something crazy. I think they might have both gone to 40s last year.
It was 46-42.
Sorry to say, I remember it being a crazy high-scored game last year. So I'd be careful with it, man.
But that total was also set at 65.5.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, with the lower total right there, 59. I don't, like I said, this one I lean under. But I got that PTSD from that game last year in my mind, and I just feel like it's a noon game, so normally I feel like everything is pointing to the under here for me. But normally when I feel so good about something like that, it'll be like 21-21 at the end of the first quarter.
Not bad. This next one's interesting. Eastern Michigan, you're probably wondering,
oh,
Steph,
man,
what are you doing?
This is so interesting, man. Yeah. What do you want to know on this one?
I want to know why Eastern Michigan is the favorite in this matchup.
Well, they're not.
They're not?
They're getting 2.5 points.
Oh, that's what I meant. I want to know why they're the dog.
They're probably not very good.
Miami of Ohio's not good either.
Well,
Eastern Michigan's 5 is
exactly,
I think
exactly steps.
Hold on.
So why are we even looking at this game?
I'll tell you, because I'm going to tell you why we're looking at this game. Eastern Michigan, I think, is one of the best teams in the country against the spread this year.
Did bet them?
I did. I bet them at 3.5 plus 3.5.
Oh, it's going the right way. Going the right way for you.
That's what I'm talking about. It's under 3 now, isn't it?
Well, go ahead and bet them on the money line too, big dog.
I did.
All of it.
I parlayed Eastern Michigan.
Take a minus 2.5 too.
I parlayed Eastern Michigan and San Jose State money line this week.
What a gross parlay that is.
But hold on. I have more on Eastern Michigan. Okay. There's a reason why I took them. I just don't remember off the top of my head why it was, but it was either the money line or the spread. They're like, I definitely know the spread that they are one of the top teams. Like how they always send like top 10 teams against the spread out in NFL and college. They're definitely up there on there. Okay. So they're 4-1 on the money line this year. 5-0 against the spread. Miami of Ohio is 1-4 against the spread, 1-4 against the money line on the road. So 0-3 on the road. Sorry.
So that don't scare you, the fact that team.
I watched them play Notre Dame. Miami Ohio. I watched them play Notre Dame.
So that's your measuring stick? The way they played against the Irish?
Yeah, it is. Well, they've had other matchups. So this is who they've played. Other than
that's what I'm saying, they shouldn't be favored. But what you're telling me, this team's so terrible, there's no reason on any planet they should be favored on the road.
I took Eastern Michigan as a home. I don't know why they're a home dog. That's why I took them.
Sometimes you got to be careful with that.
But look how that line's moved.
It's moving right now. That don't always mean it's not no guarantees though. And it's
I might have to take over Crick's Corner. Okay, I might have to with these Eastern. Just remember who gave you Eastern Michigan money line. Okay, just remember that it wasn't Crick's picks.
I certainly will remember who brought the Miami of Ohio Eastern Michigan game to my
60-0. Here it comes, Miami of Ohio.
That's what you say. It might be over after the first quarter, man.
Patriots got to play here if you don't have one.
UAB and Army over 54. Yeah, Army's pretty good, bro.
I saw a weird stat like for service academies, it's the first time that like 2 of them are undefeated or something.
First time Navy and Army are both undefeated since 1945.
Notre Dame has Navy. I think Navy on the schedule. One of them's on their schedule for sure.
It always is. I thought they usually played. I think they played Navy every year.
I remember the days when that was a tough game for us.
It might be a tough one for you this year, big dog. You better pump the brakes at the end. Just say Northern Illinois ain't as good as Navy is.
Then I'll just be an Eastern Michigan fan because by that time they'll be 6 or 7-0. We'll be good to go.
You might have to be. Hey, I tell you what, I think you can bet Alabama this week. Minus 21.
When I was looking at that, the line was 23.5.
I understand it's coming down, and I'm probably not going to bet it, but I
South
feel
Carolina only scored like 3 points last week against who do they play?
Ole Miss.
They should be able to score more than 3 against Ole Miss.
They should be able to at home. You would think surely they would.
They did well against Kentucky, though.
They're that South Carolina's that team that Alabama, that poor team that always gets Alabama after the bullshit loss. They just come in and throw everything at them, beat them by 50.
There's no faith in that locker room. There's nobody on South Carolina's roster that thinks that they're going to win this game.
I'm sure there's a couple guys in there. It's probably not the overwhelming opinion, I'm sure.
Which is crazy because typically when a team gets beat by Vandy, you wouldn't think that. But we know what Alabama is. We know that was a fluke. So, move on.
It's okay. And L likes LSU against Ole Miss. I think that one is at 3. Let's see where that one is.
I was looking at the under in that game because surprisingly LSU hasn't been like the big time juggernaut offensively. I mean, they got rid of they lost Jane Daniels, but I think a lot of people still think they're that same team.
Yeah, they're not that, but lines moved out. It was at 3 yesterday or earlier today. Sometime moved out to 3.5 now.
Total still in the 60s.
63.5. That's what I like. I think you took the under.
It opened at 66. Well, it didn't open. It was like when I say open, I mean going into this week, it was 66.
Would you get under 66?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then, I mean, you're in a good spot right there then. I mean, it can definitely – I wouldn't blow my mind to see it middle those two numbers.
I just think a lot of people think those two teams, that's going to be easy over, especially it being in the high 60s as it is.
You're probably right. I mean, last year they scored. That was a crazy game. It was like 50 to 40. 90 of them there scored 100 or something.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So,
Arkansas, Texas State over 63.
I'll bet that, Patriot. You don't even have to tell me why, man. Every time you bring me one of those crazy.
When is that? Because I'm going to bet that too.
Whenever you bring me one of those crazy pokey doke totals like that from down your way, man, that thing hits at like 1,000%.
Especially like when the state's even closer to Missouri, I think it hits even more.
I'm just saying.
Arkansas's right there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even have to dive into that one or know anything. My guy Patriot told me it's money in the bank. Lay it on the floor, as he'd say.
He hits them from St. Louis to El Paso. That like a line down is him. That's his territory.
What about your Irish this week?
That's a big number. They should cover it. Stanford's not a good football team, but I don't think they're going to cover it.
They weren't a good football team 2 years ago when they came in as 3+ touchdown dogs and beat y'all either.
I think Notre Dame got that one out of the way. If Notre Dame
3 times.
If Notre Dame loses again, it's going to be every bad start that happens in a season, they're past that. Like last week, the last 2 weeks the last 2 weeks they've turned the ball over like on the kickoff. They fumble, you know what I'm saying? Like right off the bat, they were put in a bad situation. So I think it's behind them. I think their best football is ahead of them. I don't think they're going to do well in the playoffs because Riley Leonard can't throw the ball, but I think that they have a good shot of running out the rest of their schedule.
If something crazy happens, man, and Notre Dame, Tennessee both line up the playoffs, and
we'll
God willing,
figure that out.
We'll be playing in Neyland or something, hopefully. And
we're down here in Mercedes-Benz.
No, first round. I feel like we would have. Well, we could get matched up later, but I feel like I was talking about first round when one of the schools had to host it.
Oh yeah, that would be a tough ticket to get, dude.
We just
Notre Dame, Tennessee,
a kidney or something, man. I actually saw Notre Dame and Notre Dame play in Neyland. I guess the last time they played in Neyland.
It would be worth going to tailgate and watching the game, not even going inside.
Oh, dude, I love doing that. I love going out there just tailgate sometimes. If it's a big game, I'll go inside. But yeah, Notre Dame, they beat us that game. I think it was my junior year of high school. It's been a million years ago. But yeah, no, they beat us in that one. It's one of my lonely walks out of Neyland, man. Been there, done that more than once. I don't know. I never like taking Notre Dame as 3+ touchdown favorites. I told you. I like get them around under double digits. I'll bet them every time. Or if I ever get them as dogs. But when they get up here like this,
that's too big of a number.
Unless
you're playing Purdue.
Yeah. And that one, like I said, they closed as like 7.5 point favorites or something in that game. Just won 66-7.
I forgot to tell you earlier, I took Ohio State Saturday morning, like an early look ahead. I got them at minus 105. Do you see what they're at now? They're like, and another team I did the same thing with was BYU.
I like BYU.
I got BYU at plus 104.
You got them at plus money on the money line?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yep.
When did you bet that?
Saturday morning.
Before the games were played, huh?
Yeah.
Before they saw how bad Arizona sucked on Saturday night.
I'm a little skeptic for that BYU matchup, but Arkansas is coming off a big win.
Bro, you're the king of these early spots.
It's where you get value, man.
I see that. I mean, like you guys, I never really was big on betting early lines before I started hanging out with you and Will, but you're the king of finding these spots where you just crush this value. Dude.
I got Colorado, which you're gonna hate, but I got their money line at plus 200.
I don't hate it. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure at this point I've donated that under 5.5 wins money.
I know I sent you San Jose State. They're just a money line machine. That's the only reason why I took them. And Colorado State's not a good football team.
They're not.
But San Jose State does have to go on the road.
Hey, I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all need to bet the Tennessee-Florida over 55.5 right now. I gave it out last night on the unscripted sportscast with my guy Elio. It was at 54. But no, take the over in the Tennessee-Florida game right now, man. I think it's going to go up some more. I think it'll probably wind up around 57.5, 58 by the time Saturday rolls around. But go ahead and take the over in that game. That's kind of been Josh Heupel's MO since he's been at Tennessee, man. We go under when we are on the road, and we go over when we are at home. I feel like this one right here, that offense looked so bad last week. They'll be back in Neyland. They feed off that crowd a little bit. I think they'll be a lot more in sync there. But I don't think that Tennessee's just going to run away with it. I think Florida will be in the game, be kind of a back and forth style game early on where they're both scoring some points. You'll see some points put up early. I think Tennessee should stretch it out, but I also thought we would do that last week at Arkansas. So, and I never, ever count my chickens before they hatch when it comes to Florida, bro. I've had to drink that Kool-Aid way too many times in my life. My mom's a big Florida fan. Her family's from down there. Yeah, he's on the over too. Like I said, I love the over in this game right here. I was thinking about that as soon as we lost that game last week, as bad as we lost it. I was like, I don't care what it is. I'm betting the over in the Tennessee Florida game. I don't care if it's 70.
Oh, goodness. Into the second period, Kraken are up 3-2. So
I told you, man.
That 5.5's gone.
I've seen that movie on rerun. I don't know how many times steps.
That's
I've never ever. I'd much rather.
I don't know that.
I would much rather it be 2-1 at the end of the first period and I have an under bet than it to be 0-0. And that may sound as foolish as anything, but I promise you, I've lost more games that I had the under on that were 0-0 at the end of the first period than probably anything else in sports betting.
So now I just need to live bet totals.
Like Patriots,
it's 2-1. If it's 2-1 after the first, that means you're probably going to get a really good number if you like the under.
You usually do, man. That's what I'm saying. Patriots is right when he says there's a lot of great live betting spots in hockey. There really are. I started noticing that more like when in like playoff hockey last year because I was really tuned into that stuff, man. I love playoff hockey, and I found a lot of good live betting spots.
You live bet a lot.
I do like live bet. Hell, I have to recover sometimes.
The closest thing to me live betting, because I don't really do it very often, probably less than 10 times a year, is UFC. I like to watch the fighters come out and bet right before they fight.
That is a good strategy for UFC, man. Because I always pick the guy, and like I'll bet him before they walk out, and somebody walks out. I'm like, this guy looks scared to death, bro. How do I always bet the nerd?
There was one when we were at Buku's on Saturday, a couple Saturdays ago, where the guy came out and he was so confident, and the other guy came out. I don't remember who it was, and you could just see like it was business. Like he was there to fight. It wasn't about the camera, the crowd, or anything like that. And lo and behold, took care of business. So I think there is something to it, man.
I agree, bro. You can see confidence in those guys' eyes.
Oh, just this past weekend in the co-main event, Pena versus I forget who it was, the champion. Dude, the champion came out looking scared. She looked scared.
Hell, Sugar Sean,
she got beat.
Sugar Sean looked scared that when we were watching at Buku's that night. He came walking out. I was like, you don't even look like the champion, bro.
I think he got to that point where
he was hurt.
His wife lets him cheat on, like, it's not cheating because she lets him do it, but he's just not. He's made it. He's in that Connor stage.
And he had that shoulder surgery or whatever right after that. So I mean, some of these guys, you can't turn down that bag, man. You're like, I'm a little bit hurt. I just gotta go fight, bro. Those dudes are cut from a different cloth too.
Mets scored again. It is 2-0. They scored. How did they score? What's the next game you're gonna look at?
We're looking at. I want to. What did you said you got Ohio State at -105 on the money line? In that one?
Let's talk about Ohio or Iowa State, West Virginia.
I think I like West Virginia, bro.
I think everything says bet Iowa State, but I think this is a letdown spot on the road. They're on a roll. They're 5-0. They've covered 4 out of 5 games. I think West Virginia did have a slip up. Who were they facing with college game day there?
They
lost
to Penn State,
and then they came back last week and got a big win.
And
they were Oklahoma State.
They started out 1-2, and one of those games they had Pitt beat and let Pitt come back. They were up by like 10 or 11 on Pitt with I want to say 5 minutes left in the game, and let Pitt come back and score 2 touchdowns late to steal that thing from them. And they've been kind of getting right since they whipped Oklahoma State at Oklahoma State last week. And Morgantown, West Virginia is always a tough place to go play, man. I feel like when they first joined the Big 12 and you had all these teams traveling back and forth from Big 12 country over here to West Virginia, it was like I drank that Kool-Aid so many times. It's a tough spot to go play. I mean, I always felt like the lines, like just like this, like Iowa State ranked 11 in the country, only giving up a field goal. It's easy money laying on the floor. I'm going to bet West Virginia -2.5.
Is that where it's at?
No, they're getting 3. I'm going to alt line it. I'm going to take them plus the 3 on the money line, and then like probably flip it around, take a -2.5 in case they only win by a field goal. You probably take them up to minus a touchdown, 6.5.
Yeah, because I don't think this is a spot where there's probably going to be too much public money coming in on Iowa State, or like just the sharps will be on West Virginia.
Should
but I don't think the line's going to move though, and that's why you should take it without it moving from 3 down to 2.5.
Yep, I think so too, man. I do. I think that's a major trap spot for Iowa State right there. Looking down through here, we'll see. Minnesota got to go to UCLA. There's that Kansas State Colorado game. What'd you get Colorado at?
You're going to be sick when I tell you what I got the spread at.
What'd you get?
I got the spread at +7.5.
Jeez, when did you bet that one?
That was earlier. I bet a whole bunch of Colorado games at the beginning of the season because I didn't think there was any way. That one wasn't at the beginning of the season, but I bet some at the beginning of the season because I didn't think there was any way that they were going to go under their schedule. Remember when we had that big argument where we were like, there's no way they don't win at least 6 games.
Oh, I know what side I was on.
So I got them at 7.5. I've had that one for a while, but I got them on the money line +200. I was going to put them in my money line parlay, but I don't know. Kansas State's a pretty solid team.
They are solid. They played really bad on the road last time, though. That's when they went to BYU and got thumped.
Yeah, but we've already seen Colorado. Like, there's times where they can't stop anybody.
And I don't know how good of a win that damn UCF win is. I thought that was a better win at first. Then Florida whipped them, too.
True.
I think UCF might just have been – because TCU, we thought that comeback win at TCU for UCF was a pretty good win. Turns out it wasn't. TCU's not very good either.
KSU CU in Boulder will be fun. I think KSU grinds the ball on the ground, says Patriot. So Patriot likes KSU. I'm on the other side, Patriot.
That's over in his neck of the woods. Like I said, I like this spot for Kansas State right here. I mean, I like that team. I like Avery Johnson, but I feel like at this point in time, I'm just betting against Colorado just because, and it just keeps costing me more money because I already got the under 5.5 wins, so I'm just betting against them every week too, and they keep winning. So I just keep double dipping, getting my ass handed to me by them. So I'm probably just going to stay away from this one. Maybe just bet the over and be done with it.
I think you're probably – what's the total at?
56.5.
You usually see those Colorado totals.
I know it's a weird number. That's what I'm saying. It's too low too. Just stay away from that game, cricket. You ain't gonna watch it.
That's past your bedtime, dude. Yeah. That's 10:15.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to bet that one, cricket. Wake up and get ready for NFL.
The only other one that I had that no one cares about but me is Louisiana Monroe versus Southern Mississippi. I know.
What do you want to know, bro?
Well, I took the under. I literally took the under because out of 5 games this year, the under is hit for both of them 4 times.
What did you get the number at?
42.5.
Okay.
What is it at now?
41.5. Moving the right way. Look at you.
Closing
the line value. What did you say you got San Jose State at?
-120.
Oh man, they finally got you on one. -118.
Whatever.
Finally got you on one, bro. Whatever. You're a savage. I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Listen, I'm not the college expert, but I'm trying some new things.
You're a sharp guy in general, man. That's what I'm saying. You get into this hockey, I really think you would enjoy that, man.
A lot of college this year, I have been going off of gut and just people like you and just like a few people I respect. And I don't know, man. I got to get to what has always worked for me, and that's numbers. So
here's the thing with college football, man. I think there's a learning curve for a lot of people. It's different. Even what we've been watching for years and years and years is not what it is now. It's a different world in college football now.
I'm all about college basketball is like kryptonite. It is my worst sport. Hockey is the same way, but I love to bet both of them. I can't stay away from it.
I totally get it, man. I totally get it. College basketball is tough.
It is.
Especially like early on, like before Christmas, college basketball.
Yeah, it's tough.
You can find some really good spots early on like that, though. I just like to find like the Dukes and the Kansas and North Carolinas of the world playing like Fairleigh Dickinson and stuff.
Yeah.
And just laying 25 points and they'll just win by 40 or 50. But then you watch out, sure shit, you'll have that one where, there's always one of those big upsets every year.
We're almost the college basketball is right around the corner. A lot of the midnight madnesses are starting.
I was going to say it's equinox season.
NBA is in preseason.
Yeah, everything's rolling now.
Zach Ricochet, what is his name? I might have to get out. Hawks are my team in NBA. I'm not an NBA fan, but if I had a team that's them. So should I hop on the bandwagon now? I just don't really like Trae Young, man. I just don't think he's the guy.
I hate the damn NBA, dude.
I know. I
freaking hate it. Pedro says, yep, that's why I've been leaning on college football overs this season. Different game. It is a different game, man. A lot of parity in it, too. That's what I'm saying. In a world where Vanderbilt can beat Alabama, anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
I had the over in that one. I can't believe it hit.
Clean living, dude.
Easy.
Good, clean living. Never a doubt. Never a doubt.
That's right.
Well, all right, Steps. We'll tell them where to find you, man.
All right. Heavy_steps on X and on Action, Instagram, everywhere. Google it. That's where you can find me. You can find me here too on random days in the morning, but you can catch me here every Tuesday and Thursday evening on Pump the Brakes with Old Cricket.
That's right, man. Y'all can find me on X at Cricket1414, or you can find me over on sportspicks.locals.com, where we got the great Robert Barnes making the official picks. I did get word from him today, y'all. I think we're going to have Uncle Bob in here with us on the morning show on Thursday. We've got Bueno coming in from the World Highlight League tomorrow on the morning show to do an interview with us, man. Did you get to see the Tenard Davis interview last week? You did get to see that. You were in there with us when it was going on, man. So we got another one of those happening tomorrow morning. Those are a lot of fun, man. Excited about that. So y'all coming in, join us in the morning. Good luck to y'all on all your wagers tonight. Plenty of stuff out there to bet on. Stay away from that midweek college football. I've been telling y'all that all along.
Under in the Western Kentucky UTEP game.
Under in that one.
Right, baby.
That's right, man. That's not till tomorrow night, I don't think.
Yeah, well, it's a weekday college football game. You told
No. We don't count Thursdays.
Okay.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Thursday's a football day. It's
Okay.
allowed. All right. Tuesdays and Wednesdays not allowed to bet on college football. It's a trap.
Gotcha. Okay.
But y'all be safe out there. We appreciate you, chat. The locker room. Y'all the real MVPs. You know that. We'll be back bright and early in the morning. 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. No, excuse me. 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. 4:30 a.m. Pacific time. And until then, good luck.
Good gambling.
And game on.